Okay, okay. This is something. We're going to be talking about benchmark fractions. And benchmark fractions are just fractions that pretty much use a lot. And we're going to show you what they are. So we're going to draw a number line, and we're going to start at 0. It's a horrible 0. 0 represents our circle. We're going to divide the circle into 4 pieces that we haven't colored in any spots. We have 0 of the group. Okay? Then if we were to keep going and get right here, we could have our first benchmark fraction, 1/4. 1/4 represents a quarter of the group. It represents a quarter of the group, or 1/4 of the group. That's our first benchmark fraction. Okay, it represents that 1/4 of the group. If we keep going, we reach about this point, we could have 2/4 of the group, or half of the group. Now, usually, instead of saying 2/4 or whatever number out of whatever number, we put 1/2. Because 1/2 means that you have half of the group. You have 1 out of the 2 pieces. Or if, in this case, if I were to split this into 2, and I were to color this in out of 1 out of 2, or half of the circle, it would be the same thing as coloring this part in and having 2/4 pieces. So usually, whenever we say half, we just say 1/2, or 1/2. And then our next benchmark fraction is 3/4, 3/4, or 3/4. The 3/4 represents exactly what it sounds, 3/4. Okay, we have 4 quarters. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this represents us. Color 1, 2, that's half, and then 3. 3 parts out of 4. 3/4, or exactly like having 3/4 out of a dollar, right? You need 4 quarters to make a dollar. You got 3 of the quarters. Okay, you have 75%. Okay, and then we have 4/4 of the circle. 4/4. But whatever. 4/4. Now we could say 4/4, right? 4/4. But usually, whenever we have the whole group, whenever we have one whole group, we've got all of them colored in. Instead of saying we have 4/4, we say, well, we've colored in the whole circle. We've colored in one whole circle. So we have 1. We just have 1. So we start at 0 with 0 parts of the circle. We start at 1, then we go to 1/4, representing 1 out of the 4 parts of the circle. Then we have 1/2, which is half of the group, half of the circle, 1/2. And then we have 3/4, which is 3 out of the 4 parts of the circle, 3/4 of the circle. Then we have just 1, which is one whole group, one circle in this case. That's what we got. We got quarter, half, 3/4, and 1. Those are some benchmark fractions that are pretty important. Stay in school.